Welcome, welcome. John A. Birch here. JohnABirch.com is the way to reach out to me, connect with me on that website. It's ever developing, but I am here to remind you of your greatness this morning, and we're looking at 2016 starting tomorrow. That's right, it's New Year's Eve, folks. 2015 is behind us. 2016 is on our doorsteps. We have to create a vision for 2016. You have to create your vision, create your dreams, and move forward so that you can create this new you that I know you're desiring. I know you want a new you. I know there's things in your heart and in your mind that you want, that career promotion, that car, that girl, that relationship, that guy, right? We're all looking for something, and it comes down to our wants and desires. So what I teach in this is the value in vision is found in the designing of our dreams. And I use dreams as an acronym. It's a 6-step program to get you to sit down and put into writing and manifest your desires. So the first step, we're going to jump right into this because I want to make this short and sweet and get on with my day. I'm going to do this 3 times today, make out 3 recordings, hit 3 different crowds. And I hope that this makes an impact for you. I'm actually developing a workbook that I'll sell for a couple bucks, really cheap, $2-3 maybe, on my website. I'm going to try to get that published and up today so people can grab that. And I believe goal setting is not a New Year's thing. If you want something, why wait? You should be able to go after it. So I created this program to help people do that in their lives. And from the coaching perspective that I do is to help you go after your dreams, your desires. So step 1. What do you desire? You got to figure this out, right? Most of the time, and you'll hear this from motivational speakers, you'll hear it from different research studies. Most of the time when we say, hey, what do you want? People will tell us everything they don't want. If they want health, they'll say, I don't want to get sick. If they want the promotion, they think of all the things that'll prevent them from having the promotion. So the key, the essential piece to this, to begin this process, is to figure out what you want. It's very simple. Get some paper, get a notepad, sit down, grab yourself a pen or a pencil, and you actually do better if you write this out. I've had people do it on the computer. It doesn't resonate as much. If you actually handwrite this out, it flows a lot better. And the process is this. It's this simple. At the top of the page, I want you to write one of 2 questions, whichever one resonates with you a little bit more. And you can write down, what do I want? Or what do I desire? Sometimes people get caught up on the word desire, and we've been taught it's a bad thing. You're not supposed to desire stuff. As we grow up as kids, we're told, you can't have these things, and why do you want everything, and so on and so forth. So it kind of gets pounded into us that we're not supposed to want, we're not supposed to desire. But I want you to. I want you to reach into yourself, and I want you to start writing, free writing. And here's the 2 caveats to doing this. The first one comes like this. It has to be written in a positive language. Again, let me go back to, if I want health, I have to write, I am healthy. I want health. I desire health. Not, I don't want to get sick. And the reason being is because our minds can't recognize the negation. So when we say, I don't want something, the mind goes, oh, you want that. Okay, the subconscious mind, that's how the subconscious mind works. It says, I want that. So it's a little woo-woo. I know people get a little caught up on that, but the science really shows that when we put things out there in negation, in other words, we say, I don't want that, we actually are using the power of I am in a negative way. So you got to write those things down in a positive light, positive aspect. The other thing you got to do is be very specific, very clear on what you want. You can't say, I want a Cadillac. No, that's not going to work. I want a 2016 pearl white leather interior, the top of the line type, and get very descriptive on what you want. And as you're doing that, you got to let it flow, because we find often, again, going back to the negation, we go back to that negative mindset. As we're writing, you're going to get into this process and you're going to say, yeah, but I can't really have that. I can't afford that right now. My family wouldn't support me doing this. You're going to go down that pathway. Don't do that. That's the whole point, is not, right? Again, going back to the negation, don't do that. That was kind of a joke. You really have to just let it flow. Let it flow. I want to put you in the frame of mind when you're writing out this desire list, this wants. Everything is possible for you. We say all things are possible through Christ, right? So that's a religious type of mindset. But the positive science behind this is truly to understand that all things are provided to you. If you want them, if you have a clear vision, it says in the scriptures as well, those without vision perish. So don't perish. Don't let your dreams perish within you. Don't go to the graveyard. It's the richest place in the world because everybody's dreams died with them, right? So you don't want to be in that. You want to die exhausted. You want to die. I use the example of a pine cone. A pine cone is that's completely open. It's put out all its seeds. That's how you want to die. You want to die living to the best of your ability. You want to die with all of your dreams and desires coming true. So you want to do this free flow writing of answering the question, what do I want? What do I desire? And allow that to just flow out of you. Allow no restriction. If it seems crazy, that's fine. Just write it out. Just write it out. When I did this, the first time I did this, I started writing and I wrote for like 20 minutes and I got to like 80 things that I wanted when I wrote down this simple phrase, I want to remind people of their greatness. And that just, my passion exploded. It just resonated. It gave me goosebumps. It does again. Every time I say it, it gives me goosebumps when I think about that moment when I was writing and it just simply came out. I want to remind people of their greatness. So that's what I do now. I go out and I teach people about themselves. I teach people about their personality and how to acquire their dreams, how to live the best life possible, from where they're at today to where they want to be, and knowing thyself, understanding who they are. I think it's a lost art in our society today where we lost our identity. We lose ourselves to the material things, and we caught up on these things and on these platforms and stuff like that. And they're great, but we get socially plugged in, but internally unplugged. And you have to go inside to figure out what these desires, what did you come here for? What's your passion? What are you living for? And that's what we're getting to. So the next step you've already started, it's called record. So the R in dreams is record. You've already started this process by writing some things down. The record step actually though, is where we're going to take one of those things, one or two. Usually I try to get people to focus in on just one thing. What resonated with you? Your list? What was that one thing? Like when I got to mine, I want to remind people of their greatness. I knew, I was like, that is it right there. Now I have to figure out the way. So as I move through this process, and as you move through this process, if you're willing to do this, sit down and write this out. Pick that one thing, circle that one thing, and then I want you to take a second sheet of paper and write out in very clear detail what that is. What do you desire? What is that want that really resonated with you as you're going through that list? Next is expectancy. You got to expect this to become a reality. So if I say, man, I want to be an astronaut. I want to go out and I want to live on the space station. I want to do all these studies. I want to do this great stuff. But I've never been to college. I don't like science and math that much. So, but I really, really want to do this. I'm really passionate about being an astronaut. It's probably not going to happen in the next month. It's probably not going to happen in the next year. You're going to have to expect that. You have to create this timeline for that to become a reality. So if I wanted to start today to become an astronaut, and go work for NASA, I'm going to have to go to school. So I know, okay, I'm going to need 4, 6, maybe even 8 years of schooling to qualify to work for NASA. But I have to start this pathway. So then I say, okay, so in 8 years, I'm going to have the science degree, the unique skills that NASA's looking for, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to chunk this out. I'm going to make a timeline in my life to say, okay, this year I'm going to go enroll in school and I'm going to finish my associates, maybe, or work on my bachelor's. I'm going to finish the first couple years. Next 4 years, I'm going to get my bachelor's. Then I'm going to go on. I'm going to get my master's. Then I'm going to get my doctorate, or whatever it is that you feel you need to do. You have to do your own research on your dream and your desire. For me, when I decided I wanted to remind people of their greatness, I said, okay, how am I going to do that? I want to remind people of their greatness by teaching them how to know themselves, teaching them about their personality and their drives. I want to teach them that no matter where you come from, no matter what your circumstances look like, you can design your life to be what it is in the future, in the next days coming to you. You have to design that today, but you have to put yourself in the mindset. You have to put yourself in the emotional intelligence level to get that, to manifest that, to make that to happen. So that's what it comes down to, is you moving forward and creating that expectancy in your life, creating that timeline. Next is action. And most people think work when it comes to action, but it's actually, I want you to get into a mindset of appreciation and alignment to how you feel about this passion, about this dream, goal, or desire. I have a method called the 3x5 by 5 method. So you take a 3 by 5 card. I got a pack of them here, but I want to show you an individual card. So just an individual card. These ones just happen to be pink out of this card set. So 3 by 5 card. Boom, right? So on this 3 by 5 card, this is like magic right here. This is amazing. This is the most powerful thing you can carry around. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that desire, that passion, that thing you want, and the timeline, and you're going to on that paper that you've written that recorded that desire, I want you underneath that, you're going to create that timeline. And then underneath that, I want you to start creating an action plan. And to get into action, you're going to create a 3 by 5 by 5 method. So you're going to create an affirmation, an incantation, right? Something that you're going to read 5 times a day. So you're going to surround yourself. You're going to immerse yourself. So this is how it works. You're going to take this and you're going to go first thing in the morning, as soon as you wake up, boom, eyes open. I want to read my incantation. I want to read this, right? I want to read it at breakfast time, lunchtime, dinner time, and then right before I go to sleep. Last thing I do, if I read a book, if I pray, if I'm sending out some emails, doing whatever, the last thing I do before my head hits that pillow, before I actually close my eyes, is I read this statement. I read my incantation of my desires. And the reason why I do that is because I want this to be working in my mind as I sleep. I want my subconscious mind to go to work on it for me. So when I wake up the next day, it's already on my mind, and I'm going to refresh it in the morning, but it's on my mind so that I am seeing, I'm opening up my vision. I'm teaching my mind to show me those opportunities, to show me those people who are in alignment with my desires so that we can co-create these things. I had to find mentors. I had to find different resources when I wanted to go after my dream of teaching people of their greatness, reminding them of their greatness. I had to reach out and go, okay, so now that I know I want to do this, how do I do it? What do I do? So I put this into practice, 3 by 5 card. I want to remind people of their greatness, and I put some very specific steps in there that I wanted to create in 2015, 2016. Now going in 2016, I'll be writing a new card as I move forward for 2016 in the next 90 days. I break it down into 90-day increments. So 3 by 5, that's your action, is to do that. So then you're open to the opportunities. Then you have to jump on those opportunities. You have to actually put in some work. If you know you want to be an astronaut, you have to go to classes. You have to enroll in the school. You have to take those action steps. If you want that promotion, you got to put in the effort. You have to put in the work to show your employer that, hey, this guy or girl's really got it going on. They deserve a promotion. I want them on our team in a higher level. So that's really, really essential. Next, the M is motivation. Motivation. You have to get motivated. This is your why. Why do you want this desire? And you have to get very clear and specific in your statement as well as on this of understanding what is it about that one thing that really motivates you, that really gets you up in the morning, that'll wake you up and get you going like, woo, yeah, let's go. I gotta get out there and get my dreams, make them happen. Motivation, right? So motivation is a mindset, and it's a mindset of momentum so I call this the triple M's, the motivational mindset of momentum. And the mindset has to be, it already exists. It already is out there for me. I just have to go get it. I just have to reach out, grab it so I can touch it, feel it, smell it, be it. So as you're moving forward in this process, you have to be very clear on your motivation. What is it? Because this in the next step, strengths, will get you through what we call obstacles or tough times. Because the moment you say, man, I'm going to change the world, guess what? The world's going to step back and go, oh yeah, really? Let's see how bad. And it's going to challenge you. It's going to test you to see how bad do you want it. It's going to put these things we call obstacles in your way. But if you have the right mindset, you won't see it as an obstacle. You'll see it as an opportunity. And then you'll be able to put in the action to take advantage of it. So the key to this is to write down your why. Be very, very clear and specific on this. Get direct clarity on writing this out of what is it that you want your life to be like. And lastly is strengths. I want you to write down at least 3. And we do this, in job interviews. Hey, tell me 3 strengths about yourself, right? I want you to go a little deeper than that. I want you to figure out what are 3 strengths, 3 innate drives that will get you to accomplish this. Again, if our minds tend to go negative, I don't want your weaknesses, right? We want to push out, we want to ignore those weaknesses. Weaknesses don't matter. We want to focus on our strengths. We want to focus on those things that we can do. If you're an organized person, then get it organized, write it out, make a dream board, whatever it is that you have to do. If you're an action person, if you're an action-driven person, kinesthetic person, then get out there, get physical, get immersed in your dream. If it's that car, go test drive it, go put yourself in it, feel the leather, smell that new car smell. Get into that mode of what that means. So, and write down those 3 strengths that you will rely upon when the world tests you. When somebody says, when the family goes, I don't think you can do that, or somebody says, you don't have the money, whatever it might be that you're going to perceive as that potential obstacle. You have to overcome that before you even hit it. So you have to put yourself in the mindset with motivation, and you have to rely on your strengths. You have to know, so that when that no comes, when that, nah, get out of here, you're crazy, that's never going to work type of thing comes up in your face, you can go, cool, the next one's a yes, right? Because that's a numbers game, or my strength is XYZ. And because of that, I know I'm going to make this happen. I know I'm going to be able to achieve this. So that's the secret. That's the 6-step plans, or 6-step process rather, in the plan of creating the new you in 2016. You can do it anytime. It doesn't have to be a New Year thing. And I recommend you do it every 90 days. You look at your life and you say, what do I want? What do I really want in my life? What is it that I desire? And once we're clear on that, once we have that vision put in place for ourselves, we don't perish. We thrive, and we can go out and change the world. So I want to appreciate you for watching this, tuning in to the replay if you have. Of course, I'm going to chop this up a little bit, throw it out on my website and my YouTube channel here in the future, so that people can have this as a resource. I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and go after your dreams. You deserve everything you desire, everything you can vision for your life. Go out and be a visionary person. Thank you very much.